A year ago, the Taliban took control of Afghanistan. How has the quality of life changed for the average Afghan since then?
The quality of life has changed dramatically for Afghans. One, they've regained their sovereignty. Now they're able to make their own independent decisions. And for the rural class, which comprises most of the country, nearly 75% of the population, the life has improved vastly as they are now able to get along with their daily lives in terms of agriculture and tending to their lands in a peaceful and quiet manner. The urban life has changed perhaps for the worse because the standards of living due to the artificial economy that was created by the 20-year occupation, it disappeared overnight. So that quality of life or standard has decreased due to the cutting off assistance by the foreign forces and also due to the imposition of the sanctions and freezing of assets.
The Taliban has been criticized for the treatment of women under this new chapter for Afghanistan. How would you describe the rights of women under Taliban control?
The rights of all human beings, not specifically women, but also men, children, the rights of the parents, the rights of the neighbor, the rights of this planet that it has on us, are all very clear in our Islamic texts, in the Quran, in the Hadith, and in the jurisprudence. So all the rights of every individual is known, and the new government of Afghanistan is not enacting something that is alien to this society.
Are women free in Afghanistan?
Of course.
Women can't go out in public alone at night. They can't serve in senior government roles. They have to be covered when they go into the streets of Kabul. How can you describe this as free?
Again, the laws of the country regulate how people conduct themselves when in the public. That does not in any shape, way, or form mean that someone is free or is not free. There's many states in the United States that also has dress code. In vast majority of the United States, you cannot go to the church in a bikini or in a swimsuit. So these laws are there for the protection and the well-being of the people of Afghanistan.
Why is it right now that teenage girls in Afghanistan are unable to access secondary education?
There is a mix of reasons. It's not just one or two. It's cultural constraints, it's financial constraints, it's lack of teachers, it's lack of resources, books, pens, and otherwise. And interconnected to that is the sanctions and the freezing of assets, which has prevented the ability of the government to provide the quality of education that it does want to provide to its citizens. But the most important part of this question is the policy. And the policy of the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan is very clear when it comes to education, and that is all citizens of Afghanistan have a right irrespective of their gender.
When do you think these young women will have access to secondary education? Is there a level of aid that needs to be provided to this country? Will there be a time that young women can get the same education as young men in Afghanistan?
Even at this very moment that we're sitting across one another, girls are getting primary education, men and women are getting higher education in universities. Women or girls are getting secondary education in more than a dozen provinces. What we urge the United States and other states that are trying to weaponize this issue to help, if they really do sincerely care about the well-being and education of the people of Afghanistan, to assist in areas that are open, and through it show their sincerity and their goodwill towards the people of Afghanistan.
Late last month, the leader of al-Qaeda, Ayman al-Zawahiri, was killed in a U.S. drone strike in Kabul. Did the Taliban know he was here?
The Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan made it very clear that the leadership was not aware of either his arrival nor his presence in Kabul, and they will continue to conduct the investigation to verify facts. But the fact of the matter remains that this was a grave violation of international law by the United States of America, conducting unilateral actions inside a sovereign state. In line with international laws, the United States should have had the decency to at least inform the government in power if they did perceive any threats or any individuals that were a threat to the security of the United States, to inform the authorities and let the authorities take the appropriate actions in order to address their problem. So this is again a very dangerous and serious violation by the United States. And we urge the United States to remain committed to the Doha Agreement that they signed with the Islamic Emirate.
Will there be a response from the Taliban? You talk about the Doha Agreement. U.S. officials say that the Taliban actually violated the Doha Agreement by having an al-Qaeda operative in the country.
We contest that allegation that Dr. Zawahiri was indeed here in Kabul. We will continue our investigations to establish facts. But the fact of the matter remains that the United States has not fulfilled any of the clauses of the Doha Agreement that it committed itself to, which includes the ending of blacklists, which includes the non-interference in the affairs of Afghanistan, which includes continuing good relations with the new government of Afghanistan. They have not fulfilled any of their commitments. And we urge the United States to return back to the Doha Agreement, and as it serves as the basis for us moving forward.
Can I just clarify what you said there? The allegation that he was in Kabul, does the Taliban believe he was killed in the strike? Are you talking about the allegation that the Taliban knew, or that he was even in Kabul?
We are saying that the government of Afghanistan was not aware of his arrival nor of his presence in Kabul, of Mr. Zawahiri's, and the claim of the United States that he was killed in a drone strike in Kabul. The drone strike itself is a violation of international law. They should have informed the authorities to take the appropriate actions if indeed this person was present in Kabul. And we will continue our investigation to substantiate facts from fiction, whether Mr. Zawahiri was indeed here in Kabul or if he was killed in the drone strike.
So the Taliban right now is not clear on whether or not Zawahiri was in the house at the time of this drone strike?
Yes, we will continue our investigation to establish facts.